Always warm and beautiful over at Lamberton Conservatory, and we're going to toss it to Hannah Welker because Hannah is there right now. And Hannah, I'm wondering, are those little birds running around? Have you seen these little birds? Every time I go, I'm always curious to know if they're still there.
Yes, Adam, yes. They're little quail, and there's actually a sign on the door that says, "Quail underfoot, please watch where you're walking." No, I'm so serious. It warns people all over the place, please watch out for the quail. Mark, they're called button quail, right?
Yes, they are. They're cute little birds.
They're so cute. And when I think of quail, I think of something like big that, no offense, that people like hunt for, but these are not something that you would hunt. These are adorable.
No,
they're
very much smaller than the native quail. These are an Asian quail, and we have them running underfoot, and people really like them. They'll come in, and they're relatively friendly birds, and they just kind of wander around through the building all day. People love them.
There, when we came in, it was dark, so I really had to was tiptoeing around. I don't want to step on the birds. But this place is amazing. It's kind of like a spring explosion indoors. How do you get the place prepped with flowers like this in temperatures like this?
It's actually quite a bit of work. We have greenhouses that we grow stuff, and we'll start months in advance getting plants ready to grow. We actually force these into bloom. Obviously, if you go outside right now, you're not going to see tulips and daffodils in bloom, but in here, they're absolutely beautiful. So what we do is we plant them, we put them in a cold environment, we take them out so they think it's spring, and we put them in a greenhouse. And about 6 weeks before we start the show, we start forcing our tulips.
Yeah, talk about the spring show. When did it start, and what are some of your big flowers that you guys highlight?
Well, we've been doing this for over 100 years. Not me personally, of course, but the building's been here since 1911, and the spring show has always been one of the favorites. One of our favorite flowers in here is the Easter lilies, and we've always had Easter lilies here, and they're extremely fragrant. They're beautiful plants. People love to come and see them. It's not just the beauty of the building, but you come in and it's incredibly fragrant. It's just nice in here.
It is. It smells. When we first got here, our photographer said it smells so good in there. Let's take a walk over here, Mark, because you got some other things along the windows as well. You said this room you keep at a cooler temperature because you grow the flowers in a warmer climate, and then you keep it in a cool place. Why is that?
Well, the flowers, if it's warm, they'll push along and bloom out faster. So what we do is we get them into a greenhouse, and we get them to a state that they're just about ready to bloom or just in bloom, and then we try to keep them in as cool of an environment so they don't bloom out faster. If it was 80 degrees in here, they wouldn't last as long. So this room, unlike some of the other rooms in the building, is kept as cool as we can to keep the flowers lasting as long as they can.
Yeah, it's almost like a little refrigerator. And when the light comes up, you said that's also kind of a challenge because the flowers love the light, but you don't want them to bloom too quickly.
Well, we love the sunshine, no doubt about that, but the sun does make the building hotter. So we actually open the vents on the top, even when it's 30 degrees out, because the solar gain in the building is relatively significant. If you come in here in one of the rooms that the vents are shut, it'll be maybe 20 degrees warmer than outside.
Wow. And now, how long will these flowers last for people to come see them?
Different flowers, well, the show will be here for right up through Lilac Festival, but the flowers individually have to be replaced as they bloom out.
Okay.
So the forsythias behind you, they're a relatively short time.
Right.
As it gets warm in here, they get some sunlight, they'll stop blooming, and we'll put something different in. So we have plants that we hold, so when say the tulips bloom out, we'll bring more tulips, and we actually hold them in a dark, cool room so that they don't bloom too fast. We bring them in over time so we can continue to replace the flowers in the show.
It's like a hidden flower refrigerator, right?
Pretty much, pretty much.
That's pretty much. Well, coming up in our next segment, we're actually going to go into more of a tropical flower area, and this is up almost all year round, right, Mark?
It is all year round. The nice thing about here is no matter when you come, you can always find something in bloom. There's always a flower in bloom in this building.
Yeah, our next spot's a little bit warmer too, so if you come here, you want to get a warm escape, that's the place to go. So we'll see you in just a little bit.
Very
The light
nice.
is so nice in there. I wish my house had the lighting